Are you guys excited? This is the final episode of the Iris adventures before she met Ash. Then we will kick off season 2 of What If Ash Was Born in Unova. And man, let me tell you, I'm excited. I have a lot of plans for this season, but let me tell you guys something. I have hidden a lot of hints toward future events in season 1 and the Iris adventures. So make sure you pay attention to this season as well, as there is a lot I've hidden in it. But anyway, let's get into the final episode. Last time, we saw Iris challenge the last 4 gyms in Unova. Along the way, she managed to finish her team of 6 and evolve most of them. But Iris was met with a challenge when N was able to resurrect the legendary RESHIRAM. Team Plasma's threat is growing. Let's see how it all culminates in today's final episode. We pick up with the end of Iris and Drayden's battle. Drayden is concerned about Iris' demeanor. He then requests to see the Pokémon that hatched from the egg. Iris then goes from celebrating in excitement to cowering in fear. Iris presents the egg. It hasn't hatched yet, she says. Drayden, in his loud and deep voice, "What have you been doing?" Iris just stares at Drayden. Drayden scolds her. "This egg is supposed to be your priority, yet you've made no progress." Iris tries to explain, but Drayden won't hear it. He tells her he's disappointed in her, and now is questioning the Elder's judgment in choosing her. Then he walks away in anger. Iris is in shocked silence. Later, at the Pokemon Center, Iris is sulking about the conversation with Drayden. She doesn't know what to do. She knows the egg should have hatched by now, but for some reason, it won't. Then, Silence suggests Iris go to see her village elder. Maybe she can help Iris. Iris goes along with the idea, and the next morning, they both head out for the village of the dragons. After a few days on the road, Iris and Silent arrive at the village. Though Iris is sad about what Drayden said, she is more nervous about what the elder will have to say about the egg not hatching. But she knows she has to face her. Iris and Silent head to the house of the elder. Once inside, they are greeted by the elder. Iris just stands there in silence. When the elder asks her what's wrong, Iris can't hold it back anymore. She breaks down in tears and shows Elder the egg. Iris tells her she's sorry that she failed. While sobbing. After the elder calms down Iris, she asks her why she thinks she failed. Iris tells her that she went on a journey to discover who she was and to hatch the egg. Though she's been gone for over a year, she still has been unable to hatch the egg. "But you have not failed, my child," the elder says. Iris, with tears in her eyes, asks what she means. The elder tells Iris that the egg has been dormant for over 11 years now. It was only a year. She can't force it to hatch. It will when it's ready, and not before. Iris looks at the elder. The elder stares at Iris. The elder states that Iris is doing a fine job. In fact, she heard that Iris had caught a bunch of new Pokemon and earned all 8 badges. Iris gets a little excited and sends out all of her Pokemon. After reviewing all of Iris's Pokemon, the elder tells Iris that she is impressed with how she is doing, and she is sure that when the egg hatches, Iris will be able to raise it right. Iris feels a sense of relief when she hears this. Then the elder tells her that she has to get ready. Iris asks, "Ready for what?" The elder tells her that she earned all 8 badges, right? "If my memory serves me correctly, then you've earned the right to challenge the Pokemon League, and it happens to be a week away. You need to get going if you're going to be there on time." Iris is consoled by the fact that she has the support of the elder. With that, her and Silent head out the next morning to the Pokemon League competition. During Iris and Silent's journey to the Pokemon League, she has another encounter with Team Plasma, one of the 7 sages, Zinzolan. They have captured a local Pokemon in hopes of strengthening their forces. But Iris and Silent interfere and manage to put a stop to the Zinzolan. all of the Pokemon are returned to their rightful trainers, except one. This Pokemon appears to have no trainer and is very wild. And per the local authorities, Officer Jenny doesn't know what to do with it. This Pokemon isn't one that's native to the Unova region. It's a Dragonite. Due to it being a Dragon-type Pokemon, Iris offers to take it in hopes of showing it some clarity, and as a result, she decides to send her Darmanitan back to the village of the dragons for now. Iris and Silent finally reach the Pokemon League competition. Iris is excited to challenge everyone there, but as she looks around the crowd, she spots a familiar face. It's N. Iris thinks, what is he doing here? Iris rushes to N and tries to talk to him, but N won't hear anything she has to say. He tells Iris he is here to face the champion, and the only way to do so is to beat everyone in this competition, including her. Though N has grown to respect Iris, she is still an obstacle in the way of his goals. He told her to stay away, but she didn't listen. Now he will crush her with all the power he has. N then turns and walks away. It is in this moment that Iris realizes that she is not just in a tournament of competition. It is for her survival. No, the survival of Unova. Her ideals versus N's truths. She will win every match to put N down and stop Team Plasma. The battles in this tournament are fierce. Iris does manage to push through, even using her new Dragonite. Even though it doesn't fully listen, it is strong and doesn't lose a single battle. But N did the same, and all without revealing his trump card. While the two trainers are battling their way through the competition, in the background of the tournament, Team Plasma is making moves, manipulating the matches for N. All the while, Getsis looks on and watches as his plans unfold. This results in N and Iris in the finals of the tournament. As the two trainers meet for their final battle, Getsis makes his presence known. He announces to the whole world his plans, and when N battles the champion, he will dethrone him and take his place as King of Unova. This announcement gets the attention of Alder, the champion, and he will not stand by. Alder puts a stop to the finals of the tournament. If they want to battle the champion, then they will. Alder faces N and tells him that he will get his battle here and now. The two trainers battle it out as Iris looks on. She wanted to be the one to stop N and Team Plasma, but who better to stop them than the champion? Iris looks on, and Alder is holding his own. But Iris knows what's coming. The Pokemon no one has seen yet. Then it happens. Alder pushes N to his last Pokemon, and he sends in the legendary RESHIRAM. Getsis is elated that his plans have come to fruition. RESHIRAM lets out a loud roar and scorches the arena with a fusion flare, taking out Alder's last Pokemon in the process. Getsis then declares that N is the winner and the new king of Unova. N says his first decree as champion is for everyone to release their Pokemon. He yells to N, "Hold it." N looks at her. Iris tells N that he still has one opponent, her. N tells her he has already beaten the champion, Alder. So his battle here has come to an end. Iris tells him that it is a victory he has not earned. You and I both know that your real challenge is me. The battle you've wanted is me, and it has been ever since we met. I have opposed your truths to the point to where you question your own beliefs when I'm around. That is why you told me to stay away. Then the Shadow Triad appear to silence Iris, but N tells them no, he will battle her to silence all who oppose him. He accepts Iris's challenge and tells the Shadow Triad to exchange 5 out of 6 of the Pokemon that he has, and keeping Reshiram with him. While this is happening, Looker arrives to see everything that is going on. Iris takes her position. She won't let N do this. She knows that this isn't him. She can feel it. She wants to try and get through to him. The battle between the two is intense, and their first 3 Pokemon fall quickly. But during the battle, when in the stands, Silent is holding the egg, and it is beginning to move rapidly. He calls Iris over and tells her what's been going on. Silent suggests that she hold it with her during the next part of the battle. The stimulation may be enough to cause it to hatch. So she brings it with her, and the battle continues. In the end, Iris only has Excadrill left, and N only has Reshiram left. The 2 Pokemon battle fiercely. Though Excadrill is able to hold its own for a while, it is unable to hold off Reshiram's attacks. As Excadrill stands there, barely able to hold itself up, N calls for his final attack, a Fusion Flare. Reshiram lets out a loud roar and prepares to fire at full power. As this happens, Iris, holding the egg, runs in to block Excadrill from the attack. N sees this. A selfless sacrifice for a Pokemon from a human. He tries to call off the attack, but it's too late. Reshiram fires a Fusion Flare, and it is heading for Iris and Excadrill at full power. The flames then start to envelop the two. N, not wanting to cause harm to anyone, cries out for Iris. As N breaks down, suddenly a bright light envelops the battlefield. N looks up. The Fusion Flare is starting to be absorbed by the egg. But that's not all. The egg seems to be pulling in all of the energy from Reshiram. Then the glowing gets brighter. Then, when it subsides, where Reshiram once stood, a white stone now sits, and the egg that Iris was holding has now hatched. It is a baby Axew. Iris looks at it. It looks at Iris. It smiles and then falls asleep. N can't believe it. He lost. Reshiram has reverted to its stone form. He lost. Ghetsis is losing it. He calls for Team Plasma to strike and take everything by force. But N yells, "Stop! No more. We will not do this any longer. As of today, Team Plasma is disbanded." Ghetsis is losing it, but before he can give another order, Looker bursts in to arrest him. But the Shadow Triad interfere and help Ghetsis get away. Later that week, after everything with Team Plasma is cleared up, Iris is offered her championship match with Alder by the Pokemon League. But during the ceremony, Alder makes an announcement. He is retiring, effective immediately. Alder states that the time has come. Things have changed in Unova, and Unova needs a champion that can be there for it. So Iris is crowned the new champion. Iris can't believe it. It doesn't feel right. She doesn't feel like she earned it. But over the next 2 years, she has 2 successful title defenses. But they felt empty. Then, one day, Iris is playing with Axew, back in the Village of the Dragons, when Drayden approaches her, because she has seemed to be troubled as of late. Iris tells him, even though she is the champion, it doesn't feel like it. Drayden turns to her and apologizes. Iris asks for what? Drayden tells her when they had their battle, Drayden tells her that when they had their battle, he said some things that he was wrong about. Iris then asks for Drayden's advice. He tells her, why don't she travel once again? Why don't she travel again? Unova is a vast region with a lot of places Iris has yet to visit. Maybe it would do her some good. Iris thinks about it. Even though she's been champion for 2 years, she hasn't really battled much with Axew. It's still practically a baby. It has no experience. It just spends its days playing around. Iris hasn't even captured it with the Pokeball yet. Iris decides to do this and makes the decision to leave all of her Pokemon behind at the village except for Axew and start over. And her first stop is Aspertia City. And that concludes the Iris Adventures miniseries. What do you guys think? Do you guys like how Iris's journey played out? How do you feel about her team that she built? And of course, her encounters with Team Plasma. Let me know in the comments below. And also, if you like the content, please leave a like and subscribe. It would really help out the channel. And if you want to talk with others in the Ronin clan, please join the Discord in the link down in the description. I will see you guys in the next video.